Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're jumping right into Wudu, the Islamic ritual of purification. We're going to break down its purpose, what its essential pillars are, and of course, the complete step-by-step practice.
So to really get what Wudu is all about, you've got to go right to the source. This verse from the Quran, this is it. This is the divine foundation, the direct command for Muslims to perform this purification before they pray. So you see, it isn't just a good idea, it's the very bedrock of the entire practice.
Okay, so before we dive into the how-to of it all, we really need to tackle the why. What's the real purpose behind this ritual?
At its most basic level, wudu, you'll also hear it called ablution, is a physical act of washing. It involves very specific parts of the body, and it's an absolute must before formal prayers and other major acts of worship.
But here's where it gets really interesting. It's about so much more than just physical hygiene. Think of the external act of washing with water as a symbol for an internal cleansing. The whole point is to wash away minor sins, to calm your mind, and to shift your focus from all the distractions of the world to a state of mindfulness, getting your heart ready for a conversation with God.
All right, so we've got the why down, now let's get into the what. The absolute, non-negotiable parts of a valid wudu. These are what we call the pillars, or the obligations.
Scholars have really broken down that Quranic verse and the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad into 6, you could call them undeniable pillars. In Arabic, they're known as the fard, the obligatory acts. If you miss even one of these, your wudu just isn't complete.
So let's walk through them real quick. First, washing the whole face. Second, washing both arms all the way up to and including the elbows. Third, wiping over a part of your head with wet hands. And fourth, washing your feet, making sure you get the ankles too. Now the last two are just as crucial. You have to do these things in the correct order, and you have to do them one right after the other, without taking any long breaks in between.
Okay, so if those were the must-dos, the absolute requirements, what comes next is all about perfecting the ritual. These are the sunnah acts, and they're about taking it to the next level.
The sunnah are basically the practices of the Prophet Muhammad himself. They're not, mandatory, but doing them is highly encouraged. It's a way of following his example to really boost the spiritual benefits and, of course, gain some extra reward for the act.
In this table just lays it out so perfectly, right? On the one side, you have the bare minimum. The obligatory stuff only needs to be done once. But on the other, you have all these little additions that really complete the picture, like saying Bismillah before you start, washing your hands first, doing the main washes 3 times, and always starting with the right side of your body.
All right, so now we know the parts, the essentials and the extras. Let's put it all together and walk through the full, complete wudu as it's meant to be done. Okay, first things first. It all begins in the heart with your intention. You silently dedicate the act to God and you say Bismillah. Then you wash your hands up to the wrists 3 times. After that, you rinse your mouth and then cleanse your nostrils, doing each of those 3 times as well.
Now, as you're doing all this washing, a question probably pops into your head: does it matter how much water you actually use?
And the answer is a big yes. It matters a ton. This famous saying from the Prophet is so powerful. Even if you're standing next to a flowing river, you're told not to be wasteful. Wudu teaches us discipline and mindfulness, not just in the action, but in how we use our precious resources too. Okay, let's keep going. Step 5 is washing your entire face 3 times. Then, step 6, you wash your arms. Right one first, from the fingertips all the way up to and including the elbow 3 times. For step 7, you get some fresh water on your hands and wipe over your head just once, and then you follow that by cleaning the inside and outside of your ears.
And we finish up the washing part with the feet. Starting with the right foot, you wash each one up to and including the ankles 3 times. And don't forget to run water between the toes. That's a key detail to make sure every part gets clean.
So, once all the washing is done, you might think you're finished, but not quite. There's one last, really important spiritual piece to this.
After you're done, it's recommended to recite this specific supplication. It's a powerful statement that reaffirms your faith and asks God to keep you among those who are pure. And listen to this, the reward is profound. It's taught that whoever says this sincerely will have the 8 gates of paradise opened for them.
So when you look at the whole thing, from start to finish, you realize wudu is so much more than just washing up. It's like a bridge. It's this deliberate, mindful process that's designed to take you from the noise and chaos of daily life into a quiet, sacred space, totally ready for worship.
And that's what I want to leave you with. Whether this is part of your daily life or you're just learning about it, it really makes you think, doesn't it? How can a simple, repetitive, daily ritual of washing have the power to completely transform our mindset and get us ready mentally and spiritually for something so much greater than ourselves?